Wonder Diamond, South India's largest lab-grown diamond brand, stores at Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore and Hyderabad.
Anurag sir, welcome to Galattaplus and 10 questions. You mentioned that your film journey started when you went to this film festival, and one of the films that really knocked you out was Bicycle Thieves.
Yeah.
Victoria De Sica's Thieves.
Yeah.
That is such an un-Anuragian movie for me. What was it that really spoke to you?
Nothing, it's just the fact that the stories that I would write can also be movies. I wrote stories as a child and I was put down by my school teachers and things and reprimanded that this is not stories. Stories should have a message. Stories should be inspiring. This, that. It can't have these kind of endings.
Right.
So I would write for myself. I became a closet writer. I wrote only for myself and never wanted to show anything to anyone. What Bicycle Thieves makes me realize that films don't always have to have happy endings. They don't have to put out messages. They need to just represent who the world it is set in. Because through that film, I realized Italy में भी एक ज़माना ऐसा था. मतलब for me, foreign countries meant paradise.
Right.
And Bicycle Thieves was no paradise. So it took a lot of notion away that I used to get watching Hindi films.
Right.
That cinema, this is all that cinema can be.
Right.
I suddenly saw cinema can be so much more than Hollywood and Bollywood.
You mentioned that Aranya kaandam, Tyagarajan Kumar Raja's first film is one of your, like, it just knocked you out and all that. I want to know what your favorite scene in that is.
My favorite scene in that, I was just so, I'm blown by everything in the film, the stylization, everything. I think the Jackie Shroff's entry, that had the massive impact on me. I don't know whether it was seeing Jackie Shroff in a Tamil film or what was it, but just the way it was done, I started seeing him in a very new light.
What do you think of the state of film literacy in India?
It depends which part of India are you talking about. It differs. The most film literate state is Kerala and then Tamil Nadu. And the filmmakers, if you talk about, they're amazing filmmakers coming out of Northeast right now.
Right.
But they're all individuals, it's not really. And lots of states are discovering. Manipur watches hell of a lot of Korean cinema. I'm waiting for that Korean cinema influenced voice, which must be like today 13 or 14. So 7 to 8 years from now, you will get the best action dark filmmakers from Manipur. So they feed on it. I don't know, the most cinema literate state is Kerala.
Yeah.
And then Tamil Nadu. And because of that literacy, there's also that consumption and that kind of filmmaking that is happening there.
What is the first film you recall watching in a theatre?
First film, I don't know, it was some kind of a Dracula film shown in a Christian missionary school.
Wow!
Because they used to show those films
Your
to make you
childhood
fear
is
of.
is like Anurag Kashyap movie, yeah?
Because they used to show those films to tell you that how to make you more religious and believe in God, that you can hold
This is
something.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So this is actually
Yeah.
the Christian mission. They showed you Dracula.
Yeah, our students on a small screen projected. But first film I truly remember in a massive way, very strange, is Kora Kagas and Andhi.
Ha.
But first film I saw was in a school as a kid. They showed us this film and we were horrified. And we were like, okay, God will save us.
And now you say cinema is your only religion. So, yeah. So
God, there's no God coming to save anyone.
No Smoking was released in 2007 and it confused the hell out of everyone. But you think today, if it was released in an OTT space or something, it would do better?
I have no idea. Actually, I'm very bad at doing those things for my own films.
Right.
But I know what can work as a film. It would have worked much more.
Right.
Like if today's OTT time was there, I would have never made Gangs of Wasseypur for screen. Gangs of Wasseypur, I would have really told a much larger story for OTT.
A larger one than the 5-hour movie you made.
Yeah. My first cut was 7.5 hours.
Right. Which is your favorite Hindi film of all time?
Pyasa. Pyasa is very easily my favorite Hindi film of all time.
Right. And,
Pyasa impacted me in a way that nothing else.
and the reason being?
I don't know. It's like why something is good is
Right. I mean,
because it is timeless for me. It resonates with me. It has never aged for me.
right.
I still enjoy it, and when I show it to young generation, like 20-year-old, 15 years old, it has the same impact on them still.
Right.
So it is just that film that has the impact of it has not changed over the years.
Right. Why do films like Gurudat's films, for instance, work even today? They're timeless, like you said. Whereas a lot of
Sai
other
Baby or Gulam, Kagaz Ke Phool doesn't work for me as much.
no, but I'm saying there are other filmmakers who made hit films at that time or whatever it is, but something dates about
It
them.
is no nothing because it's rooted. See, I always keep talking about what I learned from Bicycle Thieves other films is when I see a film, I get transported into that world and I believe into that world. I buy that world,
Whichever time it is.
whichever time it is. So the films become that my go-to. If I need to go to that era, I'll see that film.
Right.
But I'll not see the blockbusters from that era because they don't truly represent that.
Yeah. And they
world.
date easily.
They date very easily. The blockbusters date very fast. I'm saying they become not because they're 50,000. If I just make you sit down and say, watch the first Marvel movie? The Marvel movie coming out every month. You'll be like, why am I interested in watching something that I've seen long time back and what was so exciting about it? For me, still my favorite Hulk movie is the one with Edward Norton. And it didn't work
Yeah.
because it was more rooted.
Yeah. If someone gave you a whole bunch of money and said, make a historical biopic, whose life would you choose?
Historical biopic. I don't think I have the capacity to make a historical biopic.
It doesn't have to be a king or something. It could be a political figure. It could be anybody.
I can't make a historical biopic. I'll go to more recent history, but people are not interested in recent history.
Okay.
But the moment you say historical, people are interested in Raja and Rani, which I'm not interested in. So I'll either make a very art house film about Ashoka, art house film about his guilt and redemption,
Right.
which will be a film about an individual in a jungle, or I will go to the recent history, which I was trying to do with Bombay.
Okay.
I still have those stories. I have amazing stories. The first bank robbery that happened in India.
And that was in Bombay. Huh.
It's a great story. I want to tell that one.
Do you enjoy song and dance sequences in cinema? And what is
Yeah,
your,
absolutely.
And what is your favorite song and dance
No,
sequence?
no, I absolutely. The entire lockdown, I was tripping only on Hrithik Roshan's videos and Bansali's songs and dance sequences. So my go-to in my stress times is I watch Hrithik Roshan's dance videos and Bansali's songs. Is how I de-stress. Otherwise, I go to reels. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching mainstream a lot.
Yeah.
Good mainstream.
And it
I'm
reflects
not
in the film.
Yeah. Our mainstream today has become, I find it very bad. Quality-wise, very bad because I think somewhere the only person you see his own self and honesty is actually in Rohit Shetty, which is why you enjoy him. Because baki sab mainstream, they're just trying to copy what works.
Right.
They're trying to be somebody else what works. Rohit has taken a time to come into his own. He realized, okay, he's good at action. So he can start controlling that and all that. And it shows somehow.
Right.
I will argue with his sensibility. I'll argue with his politics. I'll argue with other things. But he's as mainstream as Hindi cinema can get. But otherwise, last was David Dhawan, who was a genre in itself. And I call David Dhawan an auteur.
Right.
Because you know what? He genuinely created that. Him and Govinda were like a remarkable team. They made me laugh.
Yeah.
But nothing. It's like nobody really understands the world they're living in.
See, Malayalam film being the rage today, I'm going to name 5 Malayalam film heroes, and I want you to tell me a part that you'd like to see them in, beginning with Prithviraj.
Prithviraj,
What would you write for them? What would you write for Prithviraj?
I tried to do that, no. We tried to make Aranya with him.
Yeah.
Long back. I will make a action movie with him and make him look old.
Oh, okay. All right. Dulquer.
Dulquer also, I almost did a film with him. Almost did Manmardiyan with him. I have a lot of guilt towards Dulquer. I want to use cast against the type. I'll use Dulquer in an evil role. I will probably use Dulquer as a bad boy villain.
Okay.
A good-looking bad boy villain. A good-looking bad boy villain that you can't resist.
Fahad.
Fahad ke saath everybody is doing everything. So I think what will I do with Fahad that he's not doing it himself? I'll probably cast Fahad as a woman masquerading as a man.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's left for him to do. And then make a very adventurous film with him.
Tobino Thomas.
Tobino, I would like, I'm very jealous of what he's done in Minnale Murli.
Yeah.
Tobino, I'll cast him as a middle class ordinary man caught in an extraordinary situation that he has no handle of.
Okay.
Where situation is controlling him and he's trying to control the situations. His conflict is with the circumstances.
Okay. And Nivin Pauly.
Nivin Pauly, I've already seen him in his best role, Muthon. I think it's the best thing he has done, Geetu Kedar. But Nivin Pauly, he's just sent me his new film, I'll see it first. Because there, he's also been playing every kind of a thing. Make a Nivin Pauly into a man living in Bombay, struggling to fit in, with language, with himself, with all those things. And trying to be more aggressive where he's not.
What is, in your opinion, the purest of your films in the sense that it came closest to what you envisioned?
What I envisioned it came closest to is Ugly.
Okay.
But my purest film is Black Friday because it was made with all naivety and innocence and total devotion and honesty. Is Black Friday. And the two films that came closest to what I wanted to make was Ugly, Raman Raga, Man Marziyan. These are the films that came closest to what I envisioned.
Right.
Vasipur, I'm not fully satisfied with because of this one special effect that jars me till date.
Are you serious? Are you like, you just like the entire movie is like spoiled because of that one bit just for you?
Because otherwise it would have been a perfect film. It was such, everything was so good that one irresponsible man and taking advantage and disappeared. I don't think even Rajiv Ravi, nobody has forgiven him. Nobody has forgiven him, and he has disappeared after that because he knows nobody will forgive him for that. He delivered, it didn't happen at Cannes, and he said he will deliver, I'm sorry, he's still working. The film got delayed only because of that one man who we believed that we'll get the sequence right.
And that Tigmanshu Dhulia being shot dead.
Being shot. It is just the most awful, his body and those plugs and everything, it is just, we believed the wrong man. We spent money making a prosthetic to get things done. We made a prosthetic of Tigmanshu. We spent so much money on it. Did everything for that man to get that one thing right. And he disappeared. Okay. He left India after that.
Right, but I think the rest of us are very happy with Gangs of Wasseypur.
Yeah,
so,
but if I would have gotten that right, like I would have zero embarrassment about that film.
But thanks again. Okay, thanks.
Wonder Diamond, South India's largest lab-grown diamond brand, stores at Chennai, Coimbatore, Bangalore and Hyderabad.